And let me say, President, we are thank you again for reinventing the political wheels in Liberia, making sure that things are moving across the country with limited resources. We see development remain all over. So let me use this time to appreciate all Bassa citizens, to say to all of you this morning, wherever you are, it is the blessing upon God that make us to enter the 2023. I want to bring you all New Year greetings wherever you are. Let me say good morning to you. The same be nige be nimbo do to engla kwanya monga be sense nyonza. Kebi me dire bezon you me dire do you. The same ni bro aboyi ke ni da senye. Amawa ke be sense nyonza gla kwange die vonja na change anya se pe tere mu ninya. Mo zenya mi pe ya mi mu kwa sense pore. Age gawe so ade de kwa ku ya gwa ke ni die sare bla. Aji je ni mono. Indem de yibla ko ga ba ke wo je amuda de be to anking we back boji. So I just told them in Basel that wherever you are, whether you're in Grand Bassa County, wherever you're in Mosorado County, wherever you're in Bon County, anywhere around the world, as a Bassa citizen, you see me now, I'm flying the red, white, and blue in my Bassa spirit because we believe that Bassa is the only country that you cannot deport us from. So no matter our political differences, we will come together, reunite, and make sure that we claim this year trophy. So we needed to come out today. And I just needed to understand before we come to the county meet issues, there are other issues we'll be touching, then the county meet issue will be the last.
Okay.
Again, it will take most of our time because there are some of our citizens that want to know why Basel did not feature the basketball team and they've been speculating. And we're going to make them to understand what the situation is and how the decision came about. So I just want us to drill through those issues first. But Philip Kanga can introduce you so that we'll come to the other county issue and we'll discuss the Bassa issue.
Philip, welcome to the Super Morning Show.
Thank you so much, Melvin. Good morning to the people of Grand Bassa County and the people of Liberia. My name is Philip Kanga, and I'm a member of the Mobilization Committee of the Bassa Sports Association.
Good. Happy New Year to you and the superintendent.
Many happy return.
Okay, Soup. You can start like this. Let us understand some of the development prospects, some of the prospects in Grand Bassa County over the last 1 year, 2022.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. 2022 been a challenging period based on financial issues, and these financial issues did not hold us back. We make sure that we implemented some of our projects that have been dedicated of recent time, and there are most of the projects from the Asla Metal Community Development Fund that will soon be dedicated as well because they've been completed. But in 2022, after we went to the county sitting, we did not receive the Social Development Fund, and the government will be remitting that because the Ministry of Finance had told us that by next week, early next week, or probably at the end of this month, they will start disbursing Social Development Fund. But basically, in 2022, there was some remarkable achievement in Grand Bassa County. And what we did firstly was to dedicate the clinic that was constructed in Bassa Giatan. You know, in Bassa Giatan is one of the historical towns in number 3B. And in number 3B, that we call Electoral District 4 now, where Honorable Vincent Wade is the representative, where they were using for clinic for our people was personal property that were rented by government for more than 40 years. So based upon that, when we went to the county sitting, the delegates from that district, they requested, they resolved at the county sitting that we construct a clinic in Bassa Giatan. So that's how the money were allotted at the county sitting, the 2021 county sitting, and then we were able to complete our clinic in Bassa Giatan.
How much was that?
It was a total of, I think, $100 and some more thousand. But the PMC, they have done all of their financial report, and we did further into the Ministry of Finance and Internal Affairs. So, in fact, if you see that clinic, you're going to know what we're talking about. I will show you pictures of the clinic. So we have dedicated that. Then we'll move to Electoral District 5, which is bordering around Riverside. For far too long, there were resolutions from past county sittings before we took over because of inadequate funding from past leadership, they were not able to construct the clinic in Kokodivita. But today we have constructed our clinic in Kokodivita. On Rokoshwa is the representative of that district, and we have dedicated it as well to the people. In fact, in the President 2022 county tour, he went there when he was still under construction, and we showed him the clinic. So when you go back to Bassa, you're going to see the clinic that was constructed for social development fund. So that
In District 5?
In District number 5. That project, the 2 projects were dedicated last year. And some of the projects are ongoing because we have not received the funding to complete them. Like the administrative hall in Lawsville, they have reached an appreciable level. And the district office in Buchanan District have reached an appreciable level with the resources we gave them, but we have to complete payment so they can complete the structure. So there are other projects. For the clinic in District number 2, Grand Bassa County is also at an appreciable level. And then once we receive the social development fund, we want to roll our sleeves on those things and make progress, significant progress, to make sure that before election, most of the projects that are ongoing will be dedicated to our people, because that's what they resolve on. And some of the delay can be coming in funding, because government has priorities. So whenever we apply for the money, it takes us some time to get there. And the Minister of Finance has assured us that yes, indeed, since the Minister of Internal Affairs have done all of the application, done all of the voucher and sent it in, they will start the payment. They would have done that in the end of last year, but because government were paying salary from October all the way to December. In fact, as I speak to you, let me appreciate the president for that. We owe government right now up to January 15 or January 20. So government don't owe anybody. So that was one of the priority of the government. So I want to appreciate the president and his team for that. So basically, developmental wise is where we are. The old folks home will be dedicated as well when the first lady get prepared. And most of our projects, we were able to host this year county meet with limited funding, like I told you, but we reached to that point. But peacefully, the county is peaceful. It's very peaceful under our leadership with the caucus, with the guardians of the caucus and eminent sons and daughters of Grand Bassa County, home and abroad. They have been contributing immensely. Sometimes if you go Bassa now, people have been encouraged. If you come from St. John, before entering Buchanan City, you see people constructing a lot of good buildings across the streets to make sure that we encourage people to come back home. Even some of our citizens from the diaspora, when we went to the U.S., we met with them. So 2022 was a remarkable and successful year with some of the financial difficulties. In fact, I went to the Dunamboa program in the U.S., where I was invited, and I shared a platform with our brothers and sisters from Grand Bassa County. And it was good. The experience was very good.
And what did you bring back home?
Well, they promised to work along with the Liberian Government Hospital. In fact, they are in collaboration right now discussing.
That's the hospital in Buchanan?
Yeah, the Liberian Government Hospital. So they are in discussion with them to do some support. We met some partners in the U.S. where they have promised to give up. In fact, they donated some medical supplies to us. So we just waiting as we receive social development fund, because we have to ship it to Liberia. So once it's being shipped to Liberia, now we can run after the duty-free to get those things and get it back to the various clinics and health center in Grand Bassa County. So
Superintendent Baikpeh, just in 2022, you spoke about 2 clinics so far, District 4 and that of District 5.
Yeah.
What's about road? I didn't hear you talk about road and
no, but
schools and all the things.
No, schools are on construction. It's not been dedicated. I just told you what been dedicated. Like the school in Electoral District 4, which is in Godwater number 3C. It was an elementary school. We elevated it to high school.
True, the county
social development fund, yes. We're elevated to high school. In fact, it being roofed, it being painted, they had to do the finishing touches on that, so we can dedicate that. You understand? So I just told you about project being dedicated, but there are many
So how many projects are pending for dedication?
We have the clinic in Gibam, Bogle, district number 2. We have the administrative hall in Lawsville, district number 1, on the Hens Bachu district. We have the district office. We have the district office in Buchanan that need to be completed and dedicated. We have the administrative hall in the Electoral District 5 that need to be dedicated. In fact, that one is just from Social Development Fund. We got more than 20 projects on our Aslamita Community Development Fund that also, I think more than 10 of them have been completed. But it's a partnership so that you can't just dedicate as a county.
You have partners,
we have to work with ArcelorMittal to get that share you, get other the lawmakers share you because the lawmakers are involved. So, 3 counties are benefiting from the social development fund, the community development fund. So 20% of the social development fund is being left with Mitaso for these communities to benefit, so that these places cannot be hostile because they need to see what passing through them. For example, somebody in number 3 along the affected community area see every day they train passing, but they don't have a good drinking water. So based upon that, based on the wisdom of the government through the Ministry of Finance and ArcelorMittal, they have agreed and signed a memorandum of understanding with all of the caucuses of the 3 counties that there will be community development fund that will be established directly with, and that will be safe with Metal Steel, but monitored and implemented by counties that have the affected community. So based upon that, look, we invited to so many dedication. Thank God you got your corresponding in Buchanan City. So those are things we have done over the years. Me, I just wanted to pass through some of the things because we can directly see our address.
I know.
I can prepare sport well.
Sure, I know. We will get to sport very shortly, Soup.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the collaboration between you and the caucus. How has it been over the years? Sometimes there can be some dangling. I mean, there can be rock and roll or the holy battle all around the place.
Yeah.
How was it 2022 with the members of the caucus?
To every workplaces, there will be disagreement. And we disagree sometimes to agree. The disagreement is the beauty of life. Disagreement in politics is the battle of democracy. Everybody will not agree. But in this country, I can boastfully say to any other caucuses, Grand Bassa have one of the best legislative caucus in Liberia.
You think so?
I'm saying it, I'm not thinking. I work with the people.
15 counties you are talking
I'm
about.
saying Grand Bassa County have one of the best caucuses. And that's the reason they can say their own, because they know who they work with.
Speak your own.
I'm speaking as a Bassa man. I'm speaking as a superintendent of Grand Bassa County. I may disagree with Senator Lauren politically, but we cannot disagree on county development. I may disagree with Honorable Goshua politically, but we cannot disagree on the development, the growth and development of our people. That is the reason why if you do the statistical look of projects since 2018 to current, it's more than ever before. We got projects in all the non-administrative districts. Some have been dedicated, some is pending, some will soon be dedicated. So we devote our time on the development. Yeah, we can be developed on political issues at times. Because you know that Senator Lauren is the political leader of Liberty Party. You know that Senator Kapi is a senator from Liberty Party. You know that Honorable Baju, who is the current caucus chair, is an established member of the Liberty Party. You know that Honorable Vesing, when he won an independent candidate, but support the president re-election. Honorable Joe is the only CDC lawmaker. Honorable Goshua is the AMC president. So we got diverse political association.
And you have
I'm
the
the
ruling
superintendent for the
establishment.
ruling establishment. So sometimes we have to swallow our pride at times to work for the growth and development of Bassa. Sometimes there are some issues that we just have to waive and look at the good of the country. So let me say this. So I have one of the best caucus in the country because sometimes there are heated arguments in our discourse and discussion, but we put Bassa first, Bassa last, and Bassa forever. So we look at the general group of our country. Sometimes I may have said some things to them that may hurt them, but because of Bassa, they let it go. Sometimes they may have said something that hurt me, but because of Bassa, we let it go and force ahead as a country. So the good thing is that as a superintendent, you don't need to fight for people's jobs. You need to open your arms to everybody because you are the administrator here. You seated in the capital of the country. You take all of the responsibility when they are in session. All the problem comes to you. So when the problem comes to you, you need to take those problems to them and say, look, while you are on your legislative functions and duty, this is what came up. How can we handle them? Like for example, on the county team issue, they were on a legislative function. We went through it because we never have funding from a social development fund from national government. So there was no funding, absolutely no funding. There was a limited resources that came from youth and sport, but it was just a drop in the bucket. That's the reason why we've always said on the radio that national government said this is the biggest sporting event in the country. We need to pay more attention to that. You cannot look at a country getting 12,000 and you expect to bring in 4-5 disabled. But we'll come to that. But just saying this to you, this is the collaboration. I leave from here, I go to Senator Lauren house, I sit down, have conversation with her. Senator Lauren calls me on the phone, we speak. Sometimes I go to Senator Kapi house, Or when they come, we meet, we sit down, we talk. If I don't see them 2, 3 days, I place a call to them. We have conversation to remind them about our obligation to our people. There are some things we do in the back we don't bring even to the public glare, because that is what leadership is about.
Bassa is above all.
It's like Liberia is above all. So we're not going to kill our country because of political disagreement.
Okay, sir.
Time for election, you take your side, I take my side. After election, we yield the womb, we go back to status quo and work with our people for the growth and development of our country.
Okay, Superintendent, we will dive basically at the dying meanings of the program in the sporting arena of Grand Bassa County, but let's look at the gestures of the president across the counties. You are the head of all of the superintendents in Liberia. Wouldn't you mind to just give us a little bit of historicity about how the president has been going about with support to various county superintendents or to the county leaderships?
Well, President Weah is a God-sent leader for Liberia. I may say it because somebody feel that I'm in government. He's a president that believes in the happiness of the citizen. That have been demonstrated over the years. Since President Weah took over, when our Muslim brothers and sisters having a holy month of Ramadan, he will always sing gesture to them. Our Christian brothers and sisters, the same. The children, the same. So, and let me appreciate the president for a gesture to our children. You know, I listen to some of our citizens who don't know how administration work. Oh, the president said 100 bag arrests with 300,000. The superintendent won't have children party, which is not true. The president said children party. He doesn't say Christmas party. Children party can be held either on Christmas Day after Christmas, based on the activities in our country. Mind you run an administration where citizens has the right to host any event at any public building. Now, the gesture came 2 days
To the Christmas.
You don't expect me to have Christmas party at that point. I must meet my kitchen cabinets and discuss with them how we go about this. I had 3 principal deputies, my assistant superintendent for development, my county inspector, my assistant superintendent for fiscal affairs. And I call in other administrative staff. We sit and look at the current event in the county. Mind you, I don't run the unification pavilion. It's been run by the assistant superintendent for fiscal affairs and his teams of workers. There were people who booked the administrative building or who booked the unification pavilion 2 weeks prior to Christmas. Somebody want me to ask them out because I want to have children event. No. I have the mantle of authority that the president gave me. And the Senate added the power of Anthony by confirming me with overwhelming support from the Liberian Senate. Meaning that administratively, if I'm acting, I'm going to act upon my administrative code of conduct. The city hall is being booked. There were many citizens who want to have event. Some of them are politicians. Should we deny them the hall? No. So what we did in Grand Bassa County was, look, my kitchen cabinet, can we have the Buchanan City Children Party on New Year Day? And we agreed upon that. That was a decision of the county. Of course, there was some party having collaboration with other citizens as well. Like there's a group in Grand Bassa County they call the Bassa for, we are headed by Honorable Emmanuel Oshemo, Deputy Minister for Operation Administrative and Affairs. He's a Bassa man. He's a very good man.
Mines.
The Minister of Mines. He's a very good Bassa man. We collaborated with him. He had a children party in Beningwin District Number 1. We collaborated with him. He had a children party in Wakokiam, also because in Haddonville. He had another children party in Nimpunin District. We had another children party also in District Number 2 on Compound Administrative District, Jeblo Administrative District. So somebody called one morning on the radio, said the superintendent did not have children party. No. Now, if you look at, I think your correspondent called and gave the update. Look, it was unprecedented on New Year Day. We anticipated about 1,500 kids. My dear brother, as I speak to you, on New Year Day, the Monday that we celebrated the New Year Day, we had over 5,000 kids.
At an appreciable level.
Yes. In fact, the requisition we did to get airstream it had to go over. So we had to go back to the procurement guy who procured the ice cream for, who is Mr. Joe Lawson, who run the Crown Hotel in Buchanan. He procured it because he's ice cream in Buchanan. We brought our first 800 ice cream. We had to send for additional ice cream that we owe him to pay. We did 1,500 pack comes. We had to send for additional 1,000 pack comes to accommodate the kids. You understand? So we bought these juices. Look, it was a colorful event. But there are people who don't want to sit with administrator of their country to have a common understanding of what they may not understand. But they run in the press. That's the reason I said, let Bassa citizens desist from carrying the bad news for their country, because it is counterproductive. A stranger comes to Liberia looking for a country to invest in. They monitor most of these radio and understand exactly which country is peaceful, who have a peaceful atmosphere for business environment. No investor will want to go in a hostile country. That's the reason why some of these things hurt our country from 2018 to 2019, because the opposition, what they did.
Was that counterproductive to the growth of your county and your leadership?
No, sometimes it is, but we just have to encourage our people.
Was that something fearful for you?
Not fearful. We know some of our advocates in background. We are fearless people, to be honest. Fearless in the sense that we can hold any bullets. Our skin politically are thick, not thin. Because we passed through a lot of things to get to where we are. We didn't just get there by magic. There were many days of advocating or advocacy in different levels, in different areas. You know the organization, some of work with us, Madam Titi Jiblo, one of your directors. Yes, you know directly what we pass through. As the guys on right. So everywhere we have worked, everything is now rosy. Mind you, don't mistake me. Make no mistake that nobody is loved 100%. There will be critical people, but our criticality must not on our county. So, for example, to the county meet, a Bassa man, because we owe him $200. What the county thing was lodging, you put your county thing out for $200.
That is unprecedented.
And somebody is taking that story and carrying in the news. But they don't know what happened to other counties, even in Bassa. We had to stamp a guarantee for other countries because of limited resources before they leave the country. And had to go and send the money back to the guest houses they were stopping in. It's not just unique to Bassa. I'm not going to call these candidates, that may be denigrating them, but there are issues.
So everything has been laid to rest after the children party on New Year Day.
I mean, that was a very good party, and it was very gigantic. It was well attended, and we appreciate the president for looking in the way of the children. It was first of it come. We have extreme to children party. We have unlimited popcorn. We have unlimited juices, jollof rice, fried rice. We cook, and we eat with our little children.
What's about the other counties? I guess you got some calls from your fellow superintendents, whom you are heading.
Yeah, let me say this. That's the reason why, before you criticize your leader, find out what happened in Margibi. Find out what are the situations in Bon. There are most of our chiefs in local government who are not on payroll. Some county, what they did was, they kept some of the rest and share with those chiefs who are not on payroll, which is right. The president can look at citizens who does not have anything and give them a gesture through goodwill from people. If our president can do this thing, he's asking us to use our administrative skills to reach out to other people that he can't reach out to, because this president, he can't be everywhere because he cannot be everywhere. That is the reason why he has army service everywhere. He has people to take a message to the people. Like Bon County, she did a very good job in Bon. Yes, she has some children party, but she called some of her chiefs. Said the president sent it for our children. But because you have some difficulty, 2 chiefs take 1 bag of your share. So you think she may supply the rest? No. She did not. Because she used the wisdom of the president and reached out to other people. And that president is showered to the president. For example, I received the rest for the religious community. I called, not the Christian community. I called a religious advisor to the office. I turned it over to him. He received a cash and reached out to religious to churches. Understand? For example, when I received the Muslim people rest, I called the imam and his team. They received them. Okay, I have 100 bag of rest for children party. Knowing fully well, I will not use 100 bag of rest for children party. And the president knows that very well. So let's look at what some of the things we did. We had to reach out to visually impaired people, to old folks' home. You understand? As you go tell somebody who is agitating, probably he didn't get somebody rest. and calling on radio, say, oh, it's sporting man. You know, I'm going to reach, I'm going to do that. I do my administrative work. For example, if these big days are coming, go to leaders of the country or other county homes, people trooping their way to Canada because they believe that these people are their leaders, so but then they can share something with them. Go see my house from January, 2 days to Christmas. Many people were there. I will have to reach out to them. So I tell one guy that is agitating, say, oh, but so people came to my house getting rest. No, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do that. You understand? There are some friends who don't have nothing, but when the days are coming, they expect the leader to stretch their hands to them. And we are on obligation to do that. I would not fall short of doing that. You understand? If a blind man walked to my house and my son today is Christmas, I don't get nothing. And I got like 50 bags of it for children party. I said, okay, send your two, your came, your take one by your share. That is my administrative will of taking charge. That is the reason why when people are celebrating the festive season, there are many celebrations. They may say my son goes for a children party, but I don't have food to my house. But he's officially impaired person or he's a disabled person. How do you contain that? How do you understand that? So administratively, okay, we have our children party with this, but we can do this. In fact, I just spoke to the Cocoa Chair before coming tomorrow on Tuesday on Royan Bachu. We'll have another a children party in your district on the 15th.
This month.
This month. We have planned that. They don't understand these things. When I'm talking to Honorable Bachu, I'm not going to stay the conversation with Honorable Bachu publicly because it's not for public consumption at that point until he sanctioned that. Because he's the leader of the country. He's the chairman of the caucus. You see? So these are things we did. And mind you, overall, the good has surpassed the bad. So sometimes we don't just run with bad news. Bad news. There are some people, the only guys want people to look at the negative of the country. You understand? And I thought in my opposition, I didn't do that. If there was the time when Manasari do the right thing, we call Manasari, we call on the radio, we say, Manasari, thank you for this. There was a time she took some decision, we think that it is not in the interest, but sometimes there are some decisions the leader may take. It will not be a popular decision, but it benefits the country. Like, for example, President Weah came. He harmonized all of our salary. You understand? So we thought it was a bad thing, but when the harmonization was done, today we are taking pay on time. Today we have gone to the IMF program because the decision he took was not a popular decision, but it was a decision to mitigate the financial constraint we faced at the time.
It is beneficial.
It's beneficial today. Today you see roads all in Morovia here. Today you see the fairground road being constructed today. It's the decision the leader can take. So now the decision can be unpopular.
Okay.
But today you see what's happening. So I just want to say to my citizens out there, we're in a new year. Let us have new vision for our country. Let us look like a new Bassa that we envision. Like I was saying with a guy yesterday who came from the state. He said, I've been hearing about you. What is your vision? When we sat down for like 10 minutes, he said, I think I need to come back home. So we must be able to encourage our people. You cannot hate Senator Laura, you hate Bassa. You cannot hate on whether you hate Bassa. You cannot hate Janje Baikpeh or Dana whether you hate Bassa. You cannot hate on Joe, you damage Bassa. No. Wait for the electoral time, you make a decision.
Okay, so I guess we've dived into the gestures of the president. Of the president so far.
Oh, the president is
and
look, the
Grand
children
Bassa,
you could see the joy in the faces of the children.
And I guess it was all across the country.
Oh yes, it was.
You got a report.
I got most of the most of the.
Okay,
yeah.
So very shortly we will play a piece of this song and we will play it. Then after which we will get into sports. Bassa is on is to be on the carpet very soon. So we will speak about the sports small. But today happens to be the birth anniversary. Not today, but the 10th of that's the 10th of is it December? Is it January the 10th? It will be a birthday of my own boss wife. I'm talking about Mrs. Ophelia Sampson George, Sober George, my own direct boss. He wants me to do it for Mrs. Ophelia Sampson George. Madam, I hope you are listening. It's a pre-birthday treat out for you, madam. We love you on your birthday. Hope that we'll eat some cake and salad. Okay, this is a Super Morning Show right here on ELBC 99.9. My guest is Honorable Janje Baikpeh. He's a superintendent of Grand Bassa County, and alongside with him is Philip Kanga. He's on the mobilization committee of the Bassa County Sports Steering Committee. But let's play you this song, then we will come back to.
We don't fall, but we come back to win.
Passez en Yibben.
Oh, if the song continues, Honorable Janje Baikpeh will not stop dancing this morning. Honorable Janje Baikpeh will not stop dancing this one. He's dancing in studio. I guess you are following the LMTV page this morning on the Super Morning Show. Of course, this is Melvin Stewart on the platform with Anthony Williams on the camera. Of course, we are collaborating this morning on the show. So now we have come to the final point of this discussion. Sports is where we will land finally and finish with this production. Sir, let's talk about the sport.
Thank
Basketball.
God.
Let me talk to Philip Kanga first. You are the mobilization, one of the personnel of the mobilization committee. Talk to us. How far are we?
Yeah, thank you, Melvin. So as you were playing the song, what you did, you were just rejuvenating the spirit and the inner man in the Bassa people, because today in Monrovia, it will be a triumphant entry into Monrovia. Grand Bassa County team will enter Monrovia today. They both teams, as usual. When we qualify, we don't leave any of our teams behind. Both the keyboard and the football team will enter Monrovia today. It will be a gigantic gathering because the Bassa people love to see their county enter the city. So today, the team will depart Bassa, Buchanan, the post city of Buchanan, and they will make their way to Monrovia. There have been a series of activities planned for today. For the triumphant entry of the team. The Bassa people today, we are not saying leave your destination. We'll bring the team to you. The county teams will enter Monrovia today. The parade will begin at the Boystown Junction in Baikpeh County, where Bassa citizens have already started gathering to go and meet their team, and they will bring that team to Monrovia. And the team will be situated in the Bassa people's vicinity on the old road. Imagine where the Bassa population is huge. So we've brought the team, and the team will be with their people. They will be on the old road. The team will, when we enter Monrovia today, we will parade from Boystown Junction. We'll make stops at Memberstown, at King Gray, at Nambestown, Babostown, and you just name the Bassa communities. and we'll have several activities, several fundraising activities today. You can meet us at our Club Bezon on 11th Street, where we'll have a fundraising activities today. And the interesting thing about it is, some people are saying Bassa is not prepared for this year's county meet. You must be joking. Bassa has never been underestimated in any footballing activity in this country. In fact, Bassa is a football county. So when you talk about football in this country, we are on record for that.
Okay.
Do not underestimate the county team. We are in Monrovia and we are here to take it.
You think so? Okay, that's your view. Other counties are thinking the same way. So let me come to the superintendent, the chief administrator. Sir, what are the supports given the team so far as they troop in today from Grand Bassa?
Well, let me say this. Let me appreciate all of our media practitioners, local media practitioners in Grand Bassa County, the media chairperson of the BSA, Mr. Edison Gagapia of Radio Bezon and his team. They've been doing extremely well with no budgetary support because we never have funding. And I think they have done extremely well. And coming tomorrow, we need to look in that direction as well. And let me appreciate Chokon Kui. I met him yesterday in person, Minister Chokon Kui. He's a Minister of State of Portfolio. He for Grand Bassa County. I spoke to Assistant Minister Porter, Juche Imaya Porter, and I spoke to Guys on Red, one of your directors, but he from both county, Bassa and Bon County. And then we're reaching out to all of our people, like business people. So we started the thing with financial challenge or challenges. Imagine Grand Bassa County is the host. We received $2,000 for preparation of the fee and other places, which is a drop in the bucket. The estimated work we did on the Adore Municipal pitch is around $6,000. We got only $2,000. The constraint goes because we did not get the social development fund. And because in the social development fund, almost like you do budgetary allocation. In allocation, it's not allotment because you can do the allotment when you get the physical cash on hand. So the allocation was made to county sitting. So they did not get a social development fund, so we couldn't get money to even start with. So, okay, yeah, we receive the $2,000 to do the preparation.
From the county?
No, from...
not the county.
From the
Ministry of Youth and Sports.
Yes. So we receive that money. We have to go deep. Because all football across the world, you have to do the fame prevention for going on the stadium. Just the in-wall fence alone, it costs us close to $3,000. And to put the in-wall fence, you have to get all of these things. So there were limited resources. But be as it may, Grand Bassa qualified, came a runner-up to Riverside, our sister county. So we now coming to Monrovia. I want to encourage all Bassa citizens. We announced Sonic Adiaba number. He's the chairman of the mobilization committee. Feel we announce a number, announce other number. Whatever contributions you want to make it directly to the mobilization committee so they can be able to raise some funding. We're almost at a point where our team, our players from the both teams were saying they couldn't go because the 3 games, we had to pay them per game. For example, you pay a player $150 per game. The game is more expensive. Just for the entire tournament, you get like to pay players, both football and kickball, is around $38,000. You have to talk about lodging, you have to talk about feeding, you have to talk about medical, you have to talk about other expenses with technical staff. You have to talk about that. You understand? So these are constraints, and based upon that, as some of our citizens writing on Facebook, our basketball team, we made it clear to the Minister of Youth and Sport. I'm the chairman of the Superintendent Council. In fact, we told the Minister of Internal Affairs, based on the budgetary constraint we have, the occurrence of that last county meet. In the last county meet, we have a situation where we still owe volleyball people because we didn't get adequate funding. And when you tell them how to bring them, once the county does not give the support, where are we taking the money from? So the national government need to work along with the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Since this is a biggest sporting event that bring all people together, politician, non-politician, social worker, non-social worker together. I think there should be go funding allotted to the country so it can take the burden off the country. The reason here, the player on strike in the other country is not deliberate. People who don't know that thing is deliberate. For example, last country maybe we receive like $12,000 from Youth and Sport. $12,000 cannot take you to even mark you and bring you back. That was the reason why even my colleague had a problem in Maryland County, Montserrat County to get our player back. Funding, inadequate funding. The money you even get from Youth and Sport alone cannot pay players. There's some budget of county. It's around $100,000. My BSA did a budget around $90,000. We don't even have the first set to start beside what we get from youth and sport.
So where do we stand now?
So what do we know? Bassa is prepared right now. We have managed to work along with the Grand Bassa Legislative Caucus. Since we're expecting some funding, we have gone to some vendor. We raised some money to pay our players already. In fact, they're paying them right now in Buchanan City. In fact, the camps are in high spirit. The girls and boys are in high spirit. The team will arrive. So like the mobilization may have gave the venue, are going to Farmington River to receive the team and drive directly with them to Monrovia. We're going to bring the team to Monrovia, making sure that we motivate the players, we call on citizens to give their minimum support they can give. Give whatever you think you can give. If you got rice, if you got oil, you got bitter boy, you got onion, you got nickel, you got dime, you got 20, you got any amount, you need to come out. For those who are not from Bassa, like some of my friends, like my brother Karika Tupa, he's from Nima County, but he support Bassa all the time. Like my man Napoleon Double, he's from Lofa County, but he support Bassa even against Lofa. These are people from different countries supporting your country. So what we need to do, we call on our citizens, irrespective of our political divide. It's about time. This is a sporting event that brings all of us together. Look at the time Bassa won Kima. I saw our lawmakers. I saw Senator Lawrence in a jubilant mood, hawking people, talking to people. That's what sport can do. And if we believe sport can do this, that means we need to support the sporting event. I'm telling you, there was some constraint we went through. I can't explain all here. But we are leader of the country. We take responsibility because people expect. There's some Bassa citizens, when Bassa lost, that Janje make it. But when Bassa win, they make it. No. Don't be Victory FC.
Okay. Okay. So you can just announce the number, Kanga. You can announce the mobile money number.
Yes, so the mobilization committee have decided the number to be used this year is 0886 953655. 0886 953655. You can make your contribution to that number. The name is Philip Kanga. You can make whatever contribution you have to that number, or if you want to call us so we can come there, you can call the chairman, Sonaga Diabo, or you can place a call to me personally, and we can come. You can even post it on Facebook. We can see it. You can tag us. Whatever way you can do it will be at your doorstep, because Bassa is ready to reclaim her trophies.
Okay, this morning, my guest, Superintendent Janje Baikpeh, and of course, Philip Kanga. He's from the Mobilization Committee of the Bassa County Sports Steering Committee. Of course, they are my guests on the final lap of the program this morning. On 6 minutes, we can take few calls from the people of Grand Bassa. 080514096. Let's go to the line. Good morning. Morning.
Good morning, Mary Siro.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Mike Bemene, one of the funniest of Bon County. I call you from Buchanan Person Street.
Let's hear you, Mark.
Let me say good morning to the powerful superintendent.
Good morning, Mark.
Yeah, you don't need to say, oh man. We know with development side, you are very hip, Soup. But what I want you to do for us is the team. You are very welcome on our team before we go on the carpet, Chief. I beg you, we saw the play on the Bassa team. Thank you.
Okay, 080514096 is the number. 080514096. You want to respond to it quickly, Sue?
Yeah. We did some work. In fact, because of that, we did not allow the team to leave for Christmas break. Normally, when the league start, we go on break. When the league go on break, so we kept the players together. We kept them on camp. They train in the morning, they train in the evening, so there's an improvement in the team that we can count on them. So, Mark Berman, you have no fear. I can tell you today for free. We're going to beat Lofa County 2-0 on Saturday. I'm optimistic of a victory.
Okay. Morning.
Good morning.
Morning. How you doing?
Yeah, fine. Yes, my pastor calling for your community.
Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, let me say, what's up to the honorable in the studio, Mr. Daniel Bagwell.
Good morning, my brother. Happy
Yeah,
morning.
you know, for me, I will not have a grandkid, but one reason I to call on the show here, you one of the men, since I've been listening to your anytime you appear on show, all your opponents, well, from different parties, you don't criticize them. You always go watch, just for the issue. The last time you know again, you're in the media, you again, you have some nothing bad, but any of your memory for grandfather, the honorable, you know, become out, the other party, the better,